Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. For today's video, we are going to be doing something that I don't really ever do. It's not something I've ever posted before, and you guys already know what that is. You've obviously seen the title already, you've clicked on the thumbnail. We're going to be doing a declutter. Declutters are probably one of my favorite types of videos to watch. I love them. As soon as someone I follow posts one, I have to go and watch it because they're just so satisfying. Just starting with that mess and then ending up so organised. They're not something that I ever really do because I just don't feel the need to declutter my collection. I don't feel like it's big enough that it feels overwhelming. And I do really like to try and focus on finishing up products. I would rather avoid throwing things away. Unfortunately, the other day I was going through my foundation drawer and I realised I had a couple that I hadn't touched in a while and they did not smell okay. So that's the reason why today we are here to declutter my, I guess, face drawer, I would call it. There's basically all of my face products except my highlighters because I store them separately. It's a mess. I've bought a lot in the last few months, so it is time to sort it out. Before we jump into the video, if you haven't already, do make sure that you hit the subscribe button as well as the notification bell so you don't miss out on my next video. And I think we should just jump straight in and get organising. Okay guys, so this is my face product drawer, and as you can see, it's a mess. The angle isn't the best, but I feel like the angle does capture how much of a mess it is. This is a set of Alex drawers, by the way. I have two, so this is one set of 5 that's just underneath my desk, and then there's just another set behind my camera that has other products in, and I would definitely say that this drawer is the worst. So we are going to jump in, kind of try and organise it. I have with me this clear acrylic box here, and I like to use that almost like a project pan. So anything that I feel I want to finish is going to go in here, and then if there is anything that I do declutter, I have an empty beauty bay box over here. So let's jump in. First of all, I've got this I Heart Revolution Tasty Peach mattifying spray. It's just kind of okay. It's nearly finished, so I'm just going to put that into my project pan box and I'll give you my final thoughts of it once it's finished. I have got a brand new bottle of Born This Way foundation, which I think I've used once so far, so that is not going anywhere, and I've just realised that it actually isn't closed properly for some reason. I don't know why, but yeah, that's not going anywhere. I also have a brand new bottle of MAC Face and Body. I got the full size this time. I love this. It's not going anywhere, but I'm not going to be able to use it until next year at this point because it is my fake tan shade. I've got my 2 blushes from the Colourpop and Sailor Moon collection. I haven't really reached for them so far because I've not been keeping them with my other blushes, so I feel like we definitely need some level of organisation there. Right, there's loads of dust in here because this is the I Heart Revolution Chocolate Contour, and you will see the contour shade broke, unfortunately. So it looks like it's gone everywhere in the drawer. I didn't take this traveling or anything. It hasn't left the house. It's just super fragile. It literally just started cracking, and then one day I opened it, it was broken. So I would definitely be aware of that, but I'm gonna keep that. I have a few face palettes over here that aren't gonna go anywhere. I have the Pinky Promise blush palette from Obsession. I recently got this Revolution Vintage Lace one that I feel I need to use more often. And then I have my Revolution and Patricia Bright palette, which I do really like the highlighter in. I talk about it all the time. The contour shade is also really nice. I have been reaching for it a lot. I don't reach for the blush as much, so maybe this should go in my project pan box so that I get some more use out of it. I think it will. I have the e.l.f. Poreless Putty Primer. This is the normal one. I've only really used it a couple of times. I'm gonna need to play around with it some more. I have the Clinique Pep Start Hydro Blur Primer. I bought it when I first started working on the counter. I'm pretty sure this has been discontinued and I really want to use it up, but I just kind of forget because it's in a jar. It's not sat with my other primers. So this is going to go in the project pan box. Then I have more face palettes. I have my iconic London contour kit and I'm a little bit worried to open this. It's a little bit of a state. I think this shade is moldy. I don't know, I think it doesn't smell quite right, so I think this one may have to go. It did serve me well, I really liked it, but I think it's about 4 years old now and it's a cream product, so this is definitely going. I have this Revolution highlighter palette in Radiance. This is meant to be a dupe for the Hourglass Ambient Light palettes, and I used to use them just all over my face and I used to really like them. Part of me kind of wants to throw it away, but the other part of me is like, there's so much left. You know what, this is gonna go into the Project Pan box. It's gonna be a lot in that Project Pan box. I've got the Revolution Ultra Cool Glow highlighter palette. I feel like this wasn't that popular. I think a lot of people didn't like it. I quite like having it because it's got different shades, you know, it's different in my collection. So I'm gonna keep this and I'm gonna move it to the drawer above, which is also a little bit of a mess, but it's where I keep my highlighters so it can live with them so that I remember to use them. I also have this Academy of Colour You Define Me contour kit, which was a Christmas present a couple of years ago and I did really like it. It is a little bit powdery for me, but the highlight shade is really, really pretty. It's really hard to swatch and stay in frame. I don't even know if you can see that. I kind of feel like I forgot about this palette this year. This Too Faced palette is in the way. Yeah, I kind of feel like I forgot about this palette this year, so no, I've already got a contour palette in my Project Pan that I think I'm gonna finish sooner. I need to make sure that this one is more prominent and that I use it. Okay, I have my Too Faced Born This Way Turn Up the Light palette. This is really, really pretty, but I don't use it very often. I am using my MAC Mineralized Skin Finish more. I think probably once I finish that one, I'll focus more on this one, but it's so pretty. Look at these shades. This is the worst lighting to show you highlighters, but maybe I should move this one in with my highlighters as well. Now, yeah. Okay, as long as the highlighter drawer closes, I can put things in there. This one annoys me because it doesn't fit with all my other foundation. It doesn't stand up right. This is the MAC Studio Sculpt. I tried this when I did my makeup course. I thought I liked it, but I don't really. It's quite thick. It creases on me. But I need to finish it. So this is gonna go in the Project Pan. And it's also just a little bit too dark for me, even though this is NW15. I don't know, the color's just not quite right. So that's gonna go into the Project Pan. I also have this Nabla Translucent Setting Powder. I remember this being quite nice, but I don't really tend to use loose powders these days. It's fine, it's not expired. I'm gonna finish it at some point, but there's other things that I wanna finish first. Okay, I have loads of setting sprays down here. Oh, there we go. One of my nails has fallen off. Okay, I have a brand new Iconic London Prep Set and Glow. This is really, really lovely. I got it for my birthday from my boyfriend because I really wanted a new one, so this one isn't going anywhere. I've got the MAC Fix Plus Matte. I've made a really good dent in this actually. I bought this in July. It's gonna stay in the drawer for now, but I think it will probably go into the Project Pan after the I Heart Revolution one. Okay, I don't know where the lid is gone for this one. It's probably somewhere in the back, but I have the Hangover 3-in-1 spray. It feels like I've made quite a dent in this one as well. I'm quite sad because this does feel really, really nice. It feels amazing on the skin and so refreshing. Again, not going anywhere. Oh. And there we go, there's the lid. We have a nearly finished Prep Set and Glow. This one I got in PR, so this is gonna go in the Project Pan box, which is getting really full. I've got the MUA Light Luster Spray. Oh, how much am I gonna reach for this? Probably not that often, but I'm gonna keep it for now. Now this is a bottle of L'Oreal Shake and Glow, but you can see I've taken the label off and I put my Revolution Glass Shimmer Fix in here because that bottle was unusable for that spray, so I said I would put it in another one and see if I had the same issues. You know, it still seems to be spraying fine in this one and I've used it a couple of times, so I'm going to go ahead and say that the mister for the original Glass Glow was just terrible because I've put it in this bottle and it's fine. So I do need to use this up as well at this point. Yeah, I keep forgetting that I have it. This is another foundation that annoys me because it doesn't fit upright in my drawer. It's the Peach Perfect by Too Faced. I haven't used either of these Too Faced foundations very much because it is really pale, but it looks like it's a really nice foundation and I'm gonna be able to use it pretty soon, so definitely keeping this. I have this Lumen Instant Glow Fresh Skin Tint. I got it in PR last year and I don't think I've even opened it. Let's see. Oh my god, I did. I did and I've never used it. What a waste. Is it meant to smell like that? I can't even tell. I think it's meant to be like one of those universal things, but the problem with being pale is that nothing ever works. This is just a bit dark. I think it's gonna have to go because it's been open for a year and not used. So yeah, awkward. So I have another Too Faced product. I have the Hangover Primer. This feels so nice. This is so hydrating, so moisturizing. So I like to wear it under a really mattifying foundation that might make me feel a little bit dehydrated. So yeah, this isn't going anywhere, and I've been really sparing with it because I don't want to use it up too quick. Okay, so then I have these little boxes. Where are you going? So I have these little boxes, and I got them from Amazon. One of them is broken, but they are actually fridge containers. It's a lot cheaper buying these than it is buying actual beauty storage. So I got 4 of these, and I just use them for all of my face products. So this is the Clinique Dramatically Different Moisturizing BB Gel. This is quite handy if I've got a little bit of fake tan on, or if I'm just looking super pale and I don't want to wear proper makeup. I've used it in a video before. Is it more skincare? Should I keep it with my skincare? Maybe I'll move it to my table so it lives with my skincare. I have the Revolution Cut Crease Canvas. This is the white one. I just didn't really like this. The texture's just not quite right for me. It doesn't sit well on my skin, and I thought to myself before like that I would finish this off. I haven't, so this is just gonna go. The Revolution Pro Under Eye Hydrating Primer, that's gonna go in the project pan. I really wanna finish this, but I don't wanna throw it away. I have the Origins Original Skin Pore Perfecting Primer. I don't know how pore perfecting it is, but it just feels really cool on the skin. I quite like the effect, it's just fun, so I'm keeping this. I have the Glass Liquid Skin Primer from Revolution. I'm gonna put that in the project pan because I don't mind this, but I just forget that I have it and I never use it, so let's try and get this finished up because it's not the worst product in the world. It's not my favorite, but I didn't mind it. I've got this MUA primer stick. It's okay, it's not my favorite, but I don't mind it. It works quite well under some foundations to give me a nice smooth base. My Smashbox Oil and Shine Control. I've barely touched it because it's an expensive product, but it pairs so well with some foundations. I do really, really like it. It's not going anywhere. Oh God, the Nivea Men Sensitive Post Shave Balm. Everyone used to use this maybe 4 years ago, maybe 5. It still smells okay, but it's just too old and I don't use it anymore, so this is gonna go. I've got the Lottie London Freckle Tint. I can't get this to work for me, but I kind of also don't want to give up, so maybe this is gonna go in the project pan box so I can try and make a move with it. I don't want to give up on it, like it works for everyone else. Why can't I get it to work? So we'll see. I have a couple of MUA primers. I quite like this one. This one I'm a bit undecided about. I'm gonna keep them. I have the MUA Pro Base Primer Oil with gold flakes. Haven't used this in a while. Doesn't smell of anything. There's not much left in there. Maybe I should just try finishing it. Okay, it goes in the project pan box. The MUA Enhancing Eyeshadow Primer. I know I don't like this. What is the point in keeping this? It just did a terrible job. You know, there's no point forcing myself to finish products that I really don't like. So this is gonna go into the declutter. I have my Pixie face palette. I need to use this really, so I'm gonna keep that. The W7 It's Glow Primer. It smells amazing. It smells of watermelon. I'm gonna keep that. And then I have my MAC Prep and Prime. I always forget I have this. I really need to use this more often, but yeah, that definitely lives in the primer box. Okay, so next up we have the foundation box. It's looking a little bit full and there's definitely things in here that need to go. So let's start off with this, which is heartbreaking. This is the Makeup Forever Ultra HD Stick Foundation. I bought this years ago. I think this is my second one. I used to love it. It would make my skin look like plastic. It would look incredible. But I smelled this the other day. Oh God, it does not smell right. It does not smell right. I should have just finished this off. Why did I let it go off? I'm so annoyed at myself for this. So that's going. I have the Dermacol foundation that everyone was banging on about at one point. I didn't like it. It was too heavy. I haven't used it in ages. Smells okay, but again, it's just a bit old. So that's gonna go. The Revolution Fast Base Foundation Stick. This was such a weird foundation. Everyone loved it because it was so cheap. It was like a $5, but in order to get the same amount of product as this foundation, the Makeup Forever one, you would have had to buy something like 7 of these, so it actually wasn't worth the money. It looked really nice in photos. It had like a dewy finish, and some days it would look amazing and then other days it would look terrible. So you know what, I think I've used up as much of it as I could, so this is gonna go. I have 2 Conceal and Defines. I literally just bought the shade F3. I need to finish up F0.5, so they're not going anywhere. I have a Clinique Anti-Blemish Solutions Liquid Makeup. This is one of my favorite foundations, so this isn't going anywhere. I have a MAC Face and Body. This is nearly finished, so almost there. I've got 2 of the MUA Pro Base foundations. The 130 is my fake tan shade, so I'm going to keep both of them. I have the Clinique Beyond Perfecting. I've been using this one loads recently, so again, I'm keeping this. So then these 3 foundations are all really light. They match me, but they make me look washed out, but I don't want to throw them away, so I think I will finish them. This is the Clinique Even Better Refresh. I rewatched one of my videos from last year the other day, and I was wearing this, and I thought my skin looked amazing. So it's just a shame that this shade's a bit dark for me, and also because it is hydrating and I'm oily. It doesn't always work, like it doesn't last all day, but it also looks amazing. So, I don't know. Which one of these do I want to put in the project pan? The NYX Born to Glow. I've barely used this. Again, I just got it in a shade that's a bit too light for me and I'm super oily, but I want to use it up. And then this one is the Jouer Essential High Coverage Foundation. I've had this for a few years. I mean, it has separated, but if you shake it up, it still works. I really struggled to get this one to work, but I think that's because I used to use it with a matte primer. I need to use this with a hydrating primer. I think I can finish this, and this is the oldest one of the 3, so I'm going to put this one in the project pan, even though it makes me look really pale. My project pan box is like literally full. Okay, we just have 2 more trays. Oh, okay, I've got this Annabelle Minerals Mineral Blush. This was one of the first things I ever got in PR, and it's really pretty, but I'm always so scared of loose blushes, but maybe I should force myself to use this. So this guy's gonna go in the project pan, why not? Okay, this is meant to be the concealer box, but as you can see, there's a couple of powders, they're not meant to be here. I have the Collection Primed and Ready Matte Setting Spray, which is basically my only drugstore one, so that's not going anywhere. I've got the Revolution Pro Mixing Liquid. You guys will have heard me talk about this one before. I really, really like it, but I don't know if they still make this. But essentially, it's meant to be like the Inglot Duraline. That should really go in with the primers. I have this Barry M Flawless Mist and Fix Shimmering Spray. It's basically meant to be like the iconic London one. It's nearly finished and it's a little bit old, so this is gonna go. I have quite a few different concealers. I have 2 of the Too Faced Born This Way concealer. I have the shade Porcelain, which I use when I fake tan. And then I have the shade Swan, which matches all of those light foundations. So I'm gonna keep it, but I don't like it for my under eyes anymore. I just find it creases too much. I do like this for spot concealing, so they're not going anywhere. I have 2 of the Revolution Conceal and Define Infinite. I really, really like them for spot concealing. I would say they're a lot more matte than the Too Faced ones, so they're really good when I'm wearing more of a matte foundation. I've got C3 and I've got C5, and C5 I've actually taken the stopper out of because it's nearly finished, so this is going to go into the project pan. There's no space left in the project pan box. I have the Jouer Essential High Coverage Concealer. I bought this one because Make Me Up Missa used to rave about it, and I do tend to find that I agree with a lot of her makeup opinions, but not when it comes to foundation and concealer, because I think she has drier skin than I do, and we don't tend to like the same things, and this creases on me so much. What is good about this one though is that it is in the shade Snow, so it's going to be a good one for highlighting with those lighter foundations when I do use them, so I'm going to finish this up. I have the e.l.f. Camo Concealer. This is the shade Medium Sand. Again, I use this for spot concealing, although I haven't used it as much as the Revolution ones, so I need a little bit more playing around with this. I have 2 I Heart Revolution Heartbreakers concealers. I have the shade Oat and the shade Buttermilk. Really, really like these. I feel like no one ever talks about them. They are a thinner formula, they don't have as much coverage, but because I have under eyes that crease so much, I really like these because it's a thinner formula that doesn't crease as much on me, so I like these. I will repurchase these. I'm just a huge fan, and I think these are just never talked about. So yeah, I think it's a shame because I do really like them. The MUA Pro Base Concealer, I have been making it a mission to finish this since I bought it last year. I'm nearly done, so I'm not gonna give up. I'm not just gonna declutter it. I am finishing this one. So that's going in the project pan box. I have 2 Clinique Chubby Sticks. I have a highlighter, which I was using over the summer, and then I have a cheek one as well. I don't reach for them very much, but then they are cream products that I don't tend to reach as much for, but I'm gonna keep them and try and use them up a bit more. And then I have 2 Iconic London Illuminators. I'm not gonna throw this one away because this one was a present from my boyfriend. Haven't used it in a while. Does it smell okay? I think it still smells okay. I'm gonna keep it. I feel like these just don't get used as much anymore because they're not as popular, but I can't let this go until I finished it because it was a present. And same with this one. This is the shade Original, and it is way too dark for me, but I need to use it under foundation. This was an item I got in PR, so it was really exciting, so I don't want to get rid of them, so I'm going to keep them. Oh no, we've had an accident in the final drawer. So this is the powder tray. I have 2 MAC mineralized skin finish. I love these. I've got light plus and light depending on what shade of foundation I'm wearing, so this isn't going anywhere. I have 2 MUA Pro Base powders. I've got 110 and then I have 130. Not the biggest fan of this powder, but I have a lot of product left in them. I'm not going to declutter these. I want to finish them up. So 110 is going to go into the Project Pan box. Then we have bronzers. Don't have that many bronzers. I have my Revolution Holiday Romance, which I mention all the time on my channel. Absolutely love it. It's a really, really nice, affordable option. I think it looks gorgeous, so that's not going anywhere. My Clinique powder bronzer in Sunkissed. It's probably my darkest one, so I mostly use it when I'm fake tanned, but I'm also gonna keep this. My Fenty Beauty in the Sun. This is super pretty. It's a really nice shade. It's more of a contour on me, but I just appreciate the shade range because for so long I couldn't get a bronzer that suited me because I'm too pale. So having a bronzer this light that's just such a nice color, I do like it. So that's not going anywhere, and I've made a good dent in this one as well. And then my MUA bronzed powder. Haven't made quite as much of a dent in it, but I do reach for it sometimes. The packaging is broken. I find it really similar to the Fenty one. It's just a lot more yellow, a lot more warm. The Fenty's cooler, but this one's super affordable. I just like to use it every now and then when I just want to reach for something nice and cheap. And then we have a few blushes. We have the L'Oreal Life's a Peach. Oh, this is such a pretty color. I do really, really like this one. It doesn't really smell of peach that much anymore, but I do like it, so that's not going anywhere. I have 2 of the MUA blushed powders. I have the shade Rouge Punch, which is a really nice pinky color. And then I have the shade Papaya Wit. Now, Papaya Wit is really, really light. Let's see if I can swatch it and show you. Like, that's how it looks on me, and I'm really pale, so you do have to be really pale to use this one. I think this might go in the Project Pan actually, to encourage myself to reach more for it. I have a brand new one. This is the Coral Blush from Beauty Bay. It's definitely the brightest blush that I own. I got it for my Rihanna video. I just wanted something a little bit different. I thought the quality was really nice. Maybe I'll go back for more someday, we'll see. And look at how compact that is as well. That does not take up any space in my collection, so I do like that. And then we've had a little bit of an accident. I've got an MUA blushed liquid cream blush. Oh, I need to grab some tissues, but they are literally like all the way up there, and it's just hassle to get them. Oh no, wait, I have a rag here. Let's see what I can do. I don't think it has a hole in it. It comes out so bright, but then it's quite discreet once it's blended in. Maybe this should go in the Project Pan as well, because I've not really played with it all that much, and I feel like it deserves another go. So let's quickly clean that. Except now my rag is dirty, that's really annoying. Okay, so now I'm gonna clean my drawer. I just use an antibacterial spray from Tesco, and I'm gonna clean the trays, and I'm gonna put everything back in. You know what, I think I actually did pretty well, better than I expected. I pretty much have all of the blushes. Actually, I have one blush. It's Wet n Wild blush. Can I fit it? Oh, no. Okay, there we go. Okay, I now have all my blushes, bronzers and powders in one tray. My concealers in one tray, all of my setting sprays. My foundations are actually all in one tray as well, and so are all of my primers. So I'm pretty happy. And, oh no, does it close? No. Okay, these two primers. Can we get it to close, please? Okay, I'm taking that as a victory, that works. The Project Pan box is pretty full. It's definitely fuller than it was before. Setting sprays, a couple of primers, a foundation, two foundations, lots of primers actually, Jesus. See, this is why you declutter, because I didn't even know I still had some of these, but there's a few things in here to use up, so that is good. And declutter-wise, there you go. Not a lot. By declutter standards, some people definitely declutter a lot more than that. You know what, I'm pretty pleased with that, and I like, I was going to say how neat it looks, but these stupid tubes that are too big annoy me. But overall, I can finally see everything I have, so I would consider that a success. Alright guys, so that is it for the declutter. What did you guys think? I really loved doing it. I really enjoyed how much more organised my drawer is now. I didn't want to throw away too much, and I feel like I only really let go of what had to go. The only one that made me feel a bit wasteful is that skin tint by Lumen, but because it's been open for a while and I have put my finger in it to swatch it before, I just don't feel comfortable giving that to someone else. So I do feel a bit wasteful about that one. I wish I hadn't opened it and put it in a giveaway or something, but I will learn from my mistakes. I'm mostly really happy that I have created a group of products that I'm going to focus on over the next few weeks. You know, I really have items that I want to finish off, and once I have, they can go in my empties videos and I can give you my final thoughts on them. Definitely let me know what you guys thought in the comments. Did you enjoy it? Is it something that you want to see again in the future? I really need to do my lip drawer at some point, but I need to get some organizers and it just hasn't been top of my priorities. But if you guys would like to see more of these, definitely let me know and I'll make sure that it is something that I do again. If you enjoyed this video, then do also make sure that you give it a big thumbs up. And of course, if you haven't already, hit that subscribe button and that notification bell so you don't miss out on my next video. And I'll see you all on the next one. Bye guys!
I shouldn't have spoke, 'cause you didn't feel the